In a tranquil village surrounded by rolling hills, there lived a man named Raju, admired for his kindness and generosity. Though he was cherished by everyone, Raju carried a heavy heart filled with anger and resentment towards his childhood friend, Arjun, who had once promised unwavering support but had failed him during a time of dire need. Years ago, Arjun had promised Raju that he would support him through thick and thin. However, when Raju's family faced severe financial hardship, Arjun was nowhere to be found. Raju, feeling abandoned, harbored a deep grudge against him. One day, a wandering monk arrived in the village. Hearing of Raju's plight, he visited him. The monk, wise and gentle, shared a story. In a faraway kingdom, there lived a great king who ruled with fairness. One day, a debt collector arrived at the palace, demanding an enormous sum of gold. The king, startled, asked, "How can I repay this debt?" The collector replied, "This debt is not just of gold but of the heart. You owe it to yourself to forgive and move on." The king was puzzled but chose to reflect on these words. In time, he realized that holding on to anger was a burden far greater than any gold. He began to forgive those who wronged him, and in doing so, found peace and a new sense of freedom. Raju listened intently. The monk continued, "Our heartfelt feelings, when burdened with anger and resentment, become the largest debt we carry. To forgive is to release ourselves from this debt and find true freedom." Inspired by the monk's wisdom, Raju decided to seek out Arjun. He found him living in a distant village, leading a humble life. Arjun, upon seeing Raju, was overwhelmed with remorse. He explained that his own struggles had prevented him from helping Raju. Raju, having learned the value of forgiveness, embraced Arjun. He realized that holding on to his anger was a greater burden than any financial debt. By forgiving Arjun, he liberated himself from the chains of resentment. From that day on, Raju lived a life of peace, his heart light and free. He shared his experience with others, teaching that the greatest debt is not of money or material possessions but of heartfelt emotions. Forgiveness, he discovered, was the path to true liberation and inner peace. Thus, the story of Raju and Arjun became a timeless lesson in the village, a testament to the profound truth that to forgive is to free oneself from the largest debt of all. The Buddha's teaching reflected in this story is that the greatest burden we carry is the weight of our own emotions, particularly anger and resentment. In Buddhism, it's taught that such negative emotions trap us in cycles of suffering and are the most profound form of debt we can owe ourselves. By choosing to forgive, we release ourselves from this emotional debt and find true liberation and inner peace. The story illustrates that forgiveness is not just a moral act but a path to personal freedom and serenity.